Got to turn on the microphone. So we've been recording the entire time. It's just I didn't have the microphone for the stream. So we've been recording for the podcast.
Wait,
Hello! Hello, comrades!
Nothing has been going out?
Well, nothing for the stream, but if I edit it together, the podcast itself, it'll be there.
Okay, so
Hello.
should we just continue like nothing happened?
Let's just go back over. Hello, I'm Isaac. I'm Hat in a Box.
Hello, I'm Bryce. I'm Pablo, the artist formerly known as Pablo.
Yeah, I was wondering why I'm glad I looked over, but hello, JD, if you're still there.
Yeah.
Sorry that we kind of just EXO, this is supposed to be a podcast that we're trying to do, and I completely failed. I forgot to turn on the microphone for the stream, so I have a utter dork.
Yeah. Yeah.
EXO's a big fan of my War Thunder stuff. This is not a War Thunder. We're not playing any War Thunder.
I will talk about my hatred of War Thunder, though.
He does not like War Thunder at all.
Nope, not at all.
I don't really get it. It's just a reason.
Yeah.
He just does it because he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. How's everyone doing out there? We just talked for, what?
It's been a good, like,
It's
10
minutes. Yeah, we talked for 10 minutes. And
we should just go back over it, I guess.
There wasn't much. Like,
It was
we just
short
talked about your
introductions.
hatred of
Mario 64. Yeah. I'm going to get hate on that, but whatever. Fight me. I cannot. It's easy that I can't like War Thunder.
Yeah, he's a big War Thunder fan. So
It's just not my preference.
Yeah.
If it's yours, okay. I'm never going to agree with War Thunder or your World of Tanks.
it's just kind of it's his, I guess, joke because I play it so much.
It's my joke. It started off as my joke with him, but I legitimately don't like it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things you keep saying it to yourself, and then you eventually feel that way.
Yeah, so I've kind of accepted the fact that he doesn't.
And War Thunder. Okay, so we're just gonna ignore War Thunder for now.
So yeah, Mario 64.
Yeah, I don't.
We basically went over like real fast just so we don't drown out the actual podcast video itself. But
I don't like Mario 64.
Mm-hmm.
I love Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
And then we just started talking about ourselves.
Yeah. You were talking about yourself for a little bit more.
Oh yeah. So, again, pop.
Hey, welcome to America. This is a free country, EXO. I happen to be in love with Pablo.
I happen to love myself, too. No.
I will constantly refer to him as Pablo because I'm so used to that.
I know you will.
So, I'm sorry, Bryce.
It's okay, Isaac. Hat.
Bruce.
The mighty Bruce. Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Hart.
Bruce Hart. I'm sorry, we're stupid.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I was going more into saying I used to, if you guys have seen any of Isaac's old stuff, I used to be on some of his old videos. It was a while ago.
Hyperdimension Neptunia.
Hyperdimension Neptunia, Reciteer.
Dark Souls.
Did you ever put those out?
I put 3 of them out, and that was the only 3 that we actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to edit out so much because we played for hours, and then the first time it didn't work, so we had to replay.
I know.
So many problems in such little time.
I know.
It was it's definitely been a learning experience. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm so much stronger with recording it in general, but
yeah. And I'm a lot weaker in recording in general, so maybe bear with me for a little while. Like, we just tried to record something in, can I say?
What?
Can I say what we just tried to do?
No. Not
whatever. We just tried to record something, and I was struggling the whole time, just because it's been so long.
It's really the reading part, because reading so much is...
Yeah,
I feel you. I understand.
I'm just not used to reading out loud anymore. It's been a long time. Like... I'm in college right now, but we don't read out loud.
You didn't really take any literature classes.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like...
I can write, I can read fine. I just struggle reading out loud for some reason. Especially when you try to put accents on top of it, then it just adds another step.
I can understand that. Yeah. I feel it.
Okay, so...
For a while, the girl voices that I did when I first started were extremely hard to do. Like,
you've gotten really good at them, though. Although it seems like you haven't done them in a while.
I've tapered off, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I started recording again, I ended up being sick. So it didn't even work that well. They all sounded the same, and it was just like...
Yeah. Also, you guys should say if you have a hard time hearing my voice. I've been told my voice is classified as a loud whisper.
A loud
so...
whisper. Well, it looks like we're fine. We're all good. They can hear us. So
Okay, awesome.
I usually stream on this quality, and
Yeah.
I sit back here, or maybe a little bit closer, but we're talking a decent loud.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so what do you want to start this off with?
Well, we should probably talk about like the different things we're gonna do,
What do you mean?
like the future of podcasts.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I titled this one Season 1, Episode 1. I don't know why. It should have been more like a prologue, a
This is
pre-show.
more like a prologue.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'll just have to rename it, but...
Yeah, so I guess we're just talking about nerd culture stuff.
Yeah, anything geek-related.
I mean, we're both two huge geeky guys.
Yeah, but, like, it'll be in the works because I don't know exactly what I want. Well, I'm sure you... Do you really follow gaming news?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he definitely follows gaming news more than me.
Yeah.
And random things happening. I don't really follow into that stuff. I'm not too big on reading articles because for the most part, articles are biased.
Yeah, they really are. And, well, a lot. It depends where you get it from. I personally like IGN, which is where I go, and they do have a bias for some things. Like, especially if you listen to their podcasts and stuff, there's a lot of people that have biases from their childhood for certain series. Like ones like Metro. Like Metro is a huge one. Like Metroid, sorry. That's a huge one for them. And there's always like, whenever there's a possibility it's something Metroid, they'll go off and off and off about it.
Yeah.
And like how this is the greatest thing ever, even though it's kind of a crappy remake.
Mm-hmm. And while we will share our opinions on games and stuff, I feel like we should try to do objectives, like take it objectively, like take a step back from our own opinions and see how can someone like this game or not like this game.
I feel like we should be able to give both, though.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
we can do that. Like I think a good example between the two of us is Nier Automata. Some of the old games that I like Drakengard and all that stuff.
That's a big one for you. You have to realize that
my biggest one is Xenogears. I love that one.
I do not care for it.
But that's a topic for another day.
Topic for another day. So we want to do stuff like that.
Ranging anywhere between 30 minutes to 2 hours. Yeah?
Yeah, just however it actually works out.
Mm-hmm. And we do plan to do like Dungeons and Dragons type things, like podcast mode, which it's whatever. I don't really care.
It's if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But
Yeah.
we'd like to try it, I guess.
And this thing will have no cohesiveness to it. There'll be no like we'll do this every week because time restraints and like.
And honestly, we have two very, very different schedules for stuff. Like we both work. I'm going to school. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of hard to get things together. Like this is the first time I've hung out with him for like a month or two.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And like this thing itself, yes, we'll try to do it as much as we can.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Well, it'll be the schedule will be to be decided.
Yes.
That's the way I like to do things.
So yeah, that's about it. I mean, I can't really think of anything else.
No,
so
geek culture, like, I think a good inclusion would be how it affects normies.
Normies.
Yeah, you know,
the non-weeaboos.
You've seen those articles that are like, oh, so-and-so senator wants to ban video games.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And
or like the new... I saw a video Markiplier did. There's some new, like, internet neutrality stuff going up.
Yeah, well, it's not new. It's been in the works. But
I know it's been in the works, but I guess the vote's coming up on it soon.
Yeah, it's not good.
I honestly don't know much about it, but we don't have to get into it right now.
Gist of it is, like, the issues that people have with it are privacy, and it's a violation of the First Amendment, because essentially what it is, it's having all internet activity be monitored and restricted.
Okay.
Like, I know it's, like, not something that we do, but porn is one. They want to remove porn from the internet.
Good luck with that.
It's one of those things.
Honestly, good luck with that. You know, most technological advances, as much as you may or may not agree with it, have been developed through pornography.
Yeah. They want to make gov websites the only free access. so you have to pay to access other websites. It's a very complicated thing. Like, the idea behind it is good because they want to, like, I still have to research a lot of it, but the main premise is to remove violence on the internet. The main focus of it originally was the cyberbullying thing, and that's what they want to get rid of, but no one wants it.
Yeah.
Absolutely nobody wants it, so it's like...
I felt it was a good idea, but it just kind of overstepped its boundaries.
Yeah, I think it's a violation of the First Amendment, but we'll save that for another day.
We'll save that for a different time.
Yeah.
So, I thought a good idea, which I kind of shared with him, just so you guys get to know our styles of, like, what we like to play. Name our top 5 games.
Thank you for reducing the list. He originally said 10, but I was like, man, I have to kill babies to get to this point.
Yeah, we gotta drown some children to pick one of these. So, top 5. That should be fairly easier.
Let's just go back and forth. I'll start, you go, I'll go.
Do we want to start with 5 or start with 1?
Start with 1, go down.
Start with 1 and go down?
Yeah.
My number 1 game is Final Fantasy 15.
I figured that was the case.
I love that game with a passion. I felt it's what I wanted Final Fantasy games to be.
And then it finally did it.
And then it finally did it, and I'm waiting to see if it can ever... Or I'm waiting to see what happens next, because I have always loved the open combat feel. Like, you know me, I'm huge into traditional RPGs too. But the open combat feel of Final Fantasy 15 just feels great to me. And that's one of the biggest parts. And it had a world that's interesting. Yes, they could have had a lot better stuff and a lot, I guess, meatier quest stuff. But I still think overall it's a fantastic game.
It was beautiful as well.
It was beautiful.
I can agree with you, although it's not my top. My top is definitely Xenogears, obviously.
Which one?
It's Xenogears. It's the very first one in the Xeno series.
Okay.
The one reason why I like it is because I was extremely skeptical when I started, and it blew me away. Yeah. Like, I did not expect a game that old to have such a great story and immersive characters. Yeah. It is old. And, like, I know that you don't really like old games.
I'm not a huge fan of... I don't like retro games type stuff.
Yeah, but it's definitely one of those games that you should play by yourself and just enjoy it. Yeah. Because when I played it, I did it for a channel, but I felt like I was playing by myself, so it was fine. Yeah, back to you.
Number 2, another Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
Yep.
I love that game. I really love that game. I gotta be honest, I never liked Final Fantasy VII. I didn't like Cloud as a character, but then when you get into Crisis Core and you have Angeal, Zack, Sephiroth, old Cloud, before he was just a moody baby, it's really great to see, and that game actually made me cry. Yeah. That was the first game to make me cry.
The second game was Final Fantasy 15.
No, there's been in between some. Final Fantasy 15 is probably the 4th game to make me cry, because that end is just a stab right to the feels. It's a trident right to my feel center. Yep.
I feel you.
Number 2?
Even though I didn't finish the game.
You never finished the game?
Yeah,
never
I never
mind.
finished it. This is where I really have to think, because I can easily name a top game that I like. I can't really say Final Fantasy 15 because I never finished it. I just had a game in my head.
If you want to put Final Fantasy 15 there, I can agree with it.
Final Fantasy 15 for the same reasons as him. Yeah. And just because of that, I'll go another time. Probably Pokemon.
Which one?
Sun and Moon, definitely.
Really?
I think they did a pretty good job.
They did a really good job, I have to say.
Like, I don't come back to it because... Like, I would say it's my favorite story-wise, and I don't come back to it because I don't like repetitive grinding. Catching all of them to get the thing that you want so you can battle people. Yeah. To be even near competitive. But, yeah, it's one of my top ones. Okay. Yeah, you can go.
Number 3 for me is going to have to be Skyrim.
You know, can I replace Final Fantasy with Skyrim?
You can replace Final Fantasy with Skyrim. Yeah. So yours is now Skyrim at 2? Yeah. Final Fantasy, or just off the list for now? Or do you want to bump everything down?
Xenogears, Skyrim, Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, third, I had to put Skyrim. It's just the ungodly hours I've put into that game. I cannot say it's not one of my favorites. I've bought that game 4 different times. I'm gonna buy a 5th time on Switch because I love Switch. I've put so many hours. I've probably put close to 400 or 500 hours into that game.
Yeah.
Like, we built a friendship off of Skyrim in high school.
There was one point where he stopped playing, and I was like, he asked me, hey, what are you playing right now? And I said Skyrim, and he's like, oh yeah, what are you doing in there? And I'm like, I'm making a crazy build, whatever I want to do, like the ultimate god build. And he's like, I'm gonna play again.
Yeah, and then I played again, and then we spent 3 classes we had with each other just talking about Skyrim.
Yeah.
Grades plummeting.
It was awful.
It was awful, but it was great.
Yeah. Oh, the 4th one on my list. So I always have one. I get easily distracted when it comes down to it. I'm so easily distracted.
So, you're 4 down on your list now?
Yeah.
I'm only 3.
Oh, you can go there.
So I'll go 4th. My 4th's going to be Suikoden Tenkaris.
Never heard of that one.
It's a DS game. It's got this really cool... It's one of, like... It has a lot of sentimental value for me from when I was playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I got it from an old friend who I haven't talked to in years when I first got it. You know, our old friend Jaden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was really fun at the time. I haven't gone back to it, so it's just the memory of it in my mind right now. But yeah, Suikoden was a great game.
Okay, I don't know why the virus went on, but whatever, antivirus.
Antivirus, whatever. But yeah, Suikoden Tenkaris, there's a cool multi-dimensional story going on where you get characters from different dimensions. You get to build up this little fort, kind of castle thing you call your fort, and travel around trying to do a lot of cool stuff. And I just thought it was really good, and I thought it had a very good story, a strong story with characters. And I really liked its combat was a traditional RPG, JRPG kind of. But I felt it had a really good, I felt it was very balanced. Like, I never felt like when I went into an area, I was way overpowered or I was way underpowered.
Gotcha.
Since I love to grind, I would grind for a while, but I still felt like it wasn't like me just blowing through enemies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt it was a very balanced game, and I just thought it was very good.
Okay.
So that's my 4.
My 4th is probably Fire Emblem Awakening.
Is that going to be your 5th or your 4th?
4th.
So you're taking... What's the last one you said? Your list is getting very convoluted. Your list is more convoluted than the Marvel Universe.
It was Pokemon. Oh, Pokemon Sun and Moon, yeah.
So you're taking him off?
No.
Bumping down to 5?
What?
You already had a 4th, Pokemon Sun and Moon.
No, it was Xenogears, Skyrim, Pokemon Sun and Moon, and then I just said Fire Emblem.
Oh, you're taking Final Fantasy off.
Yeah, I replaced.
Okay,
I replaced
thought you
Final
just
Fantasy.
The list down.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Fire Emblem Awakening. If I could, I would say the Fire Emblem franchise itself.
Yeah.
But like, I've only played 2 of them, but from the other ones I've seen, they're actually really good.
I tried going back because I found an emulator on the phone.
I like the way you said that. Because I found an emulator.
Yeah, so I tried going back, and they were really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the emulator crashed. So
that's always funny.
Yep. But yeah, they're really fun. I've been tempted to go back and buy some because like there's a game store called Game World down where we live, and they sell old games and stuff. They have some of the old Fire Emblem games, but they're like $40-$50.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of money.
They're classics, though.
Yeah, they're
classics. You gotta give it that.
So, you gonna do my number 5 or yours?
Let's do it at the same time.
You'll never guess my number 5.
I probably won't be able to. You could probably guess mine.
My number 5 is Mega Man Cyber Gregor Edition. I love that game. I love that game with a passion. I'm a big Mega Man fan, even though I'm usually hate 2D side-scrolling games. Mm-hmm. It's just not my style. I just don't think there's enough to keep me invested for long enough. I love the Mega Man games, and Mega Man Cyber Gregor wasn't a 2D side-scroller. It was grid-based combat, kind of. And exploring a world. Like 3D, it's sprite. It's a Game Boy Advance game, so it's not very advanced. Mm-hmm. But it was good looking. It had great pixel art. which I actually appreciate in some games.
Yeah.
And I had this weird grid-based combat where it's a 2 6x6 grids, each next to each other, and you can move freely within the grid space, and you have cards you enacted to do your damages and stuff. And it was really cool, and it brought in a lot of the cool characters like Boss, Bass, it's B-A-S-S, Bass, whatever. The Black Mega Man.
Bass Boost.
It's basically like the Black Ranger of Mega Man.
Gotcha.
And it had, I think it had Proto Man, too. I'm pretty sure it had Zero a little bit in there. And you get this thing called Gregor, which it's this, it's like a
You've
digital...
actually told me about this. Yeah.
Gregor is like a digital deity, kind of. And you can have Mega Man kind of capture him, and he like changes into Gregor Mega Man, where he's like a beast Mega Man, and it's just really cool, and I just love it.
Gregor's such a normal name, though.
I know, Cyber Gregor. There's also Cyber like Falcone or whatever the other one is. I can't remember. There was like Cyber Gregor, Cyber Falcon, whatever. And then there's a third one which I never played, but I really do want to. But yeah, Mega Man Cyber Gregor for my 5.
I'm actually going to change up my list a little bit.
Really?
I'm only going to replace 3, which is Pokemon, with Metal Gear Solid 5. That's all I got to say. It's all good.
I could have guessed that game.
For 5, though, I'm torn because I do have a lot of favorite games that I can say. Like, I loved Bomberman 64. That was a super fun game. I don't know if you ever played it.
I never played it.
It's
we talked a lot about it. You showed me videos. I've just never actually played it.
Yeah, I feel like you would enjoy it.
I might.
Maybe.
From what I see, I think it might scratch that Mega Man Legends itch.
It is very old. I'd say it's dated. Even the newer Bombermans that they've made, it just doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah, but I will argue the new... graphic wise or gameplay wise?
Gameplay wise.
Gameplay wise, wasn't it like third person? Third person like free roam kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, then the new one that came for a Switch release that's just like grid-based
It's just arcade games,
It's just arcade.
Which I don't really like. I feel like they've gone downhill. And then I could also say Star Fox 64, because I love Star Fox. I'm just torn between if I should pick a newer game or an older game, because Nier Automata is definitely up there on my list.
Just pick whichever ones you like. I give you your computer's here. You can boot up any game.
Like, in all honesty, I want to go back and play Nier Automata.
You want to?
Yeah. I really enjoyed that game. It was like Drakengard 3 is the closest to Nier Automata that I've ever seen. Yeah. And because the main character is so eccentric, but she is extremely vulgar compared to the main character from Nier Automata. But there's just something about it that there's this psychological horror aspect to it. There's the you feel alone aspect. It's brutal. Everything feels like when you hit an enemy, you feel it, you know?
Yeah.
You die because it's not easy. You can't just burst through it. I over-leveled and I still struggled.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was a really fun game. I don't know, like... You've expressed that you don't really want to play it.
No.
You don't have the same taste that I do.
I don't.
But
your taste is almost masochistic.
It's a cult classic. It's one of the few games recently that I actually beat.
Really?
For my channel. Because I quit Resident Evil.
I am so angry. I loved Resident Evil.
I'm gonna go back to it. I will.
That's probably no, that's not my top 10. It was a good game. It hasn't made my top 10.
We quit, I quit God Eater before I even made it to the end. Like, I technically beat the first 2 expansions.
Yeah.
I just didn't beat Resurrection, the arc.
You didn't beat the actual game.
Yeah.
You beat expansions.
Yeah, I didn't beat that.
I feel like you did a bad thing with that. I feel like you should have just started with the actual game.
Like, the end? Like, the Resurrection part?
Yeah. And then Burst.
I don't know. I wanted to share my experience because I've never played it before, you know?
Yeah, but Resurrection's the actual game. The expansion are like their expansion packs and their pre-story.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have started with the base game and then gone on for there.
Well, you actually can't. You have to play through it all until you reach Resurrection. Because it starts with God Eater, then it goes to God Eater Burst, and then it goes to Resurrection.
But God Eater and God Eater Burst are full games. They're not the expansions.
Well, Resurrection starts out with those 2 games.
I guess I'm confused what you're defining as an expansion.
Okay, so it's like the technical expansion is Resurrection itself. The game before that, the expansion was God's Eater Burst.
Okay.
And then that game also had God Eater, the original, on it.
Okay.
I don't know if that... Yeah.
We'll just move past this.
So I never technically beat it, but I think it was warranted that I stopped playing because I played so much of it.
Yeah.
We didn't beat Pokemon, either of them.
No, the Moimon Nuzlocke.
Yeah, we didn't beat that.
No, we didn't. I had a lot of fun, but you were suffering.
Residential Evil was better than Resident Evil. Those elderly were a lot more lively. Thank you, Bilal.
Oh, I love you.
And the last game I actually beat before Nier Automata was a game called Yomawari Night Alone.
You show me stuff like that.
There's actually a game that they recently made. It's called Yomawari. It's Darkness something.
I'm sorry, I can't get the idea of Residential Evil out of my head.
That was pretty good.
That was beautiful.
Let's see. I have it. I think it's called Night of Shadows.
Night of Shadows. You touching my Switch, boy?
I had to move it.
Why are you messing with my Switch?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So while you're doing that, let's just put that on hold.
Yes.
So, want to just recap real quick the top 5?
Wait. I got it.
Dude, what are you doing?
Yomawari Midnight Shadows.
Okay.
I want to try to play this.
Messing with his computer. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Oh, get out of here.
Okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get scat.
Yeah, as a general basis, introductions.
Yeah.
I'm Hat. He's Bryce.
You're Isaac.
I'm Isaac. He's Bryce. I have become the Hat.
You have become the Hat. Top 5 games were, I'll just go with mine. Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core. What was 3 again?
Let's just skip that. It was the weird one that you were talking about with Jaden. No,
that wasn't
Skyrim.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My memory's terrible. Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core, Skyrim, Suikoden 10 Karas, and Mega Man Network 5 Sagberg Rigger.
I'm not gonna say mine because I keep forgetting it. So, and then we're gonna talk about geek culture stuff for the future, and maybe a couple D&D sessions here and there when we get to that. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you guys for joining us for this podcast. It was all spliced together. A lot of stuff happened, and nothing actually happened.
A lot of nothing happened.
Yeah, a lot of nothing. But that's what we do. We'll get used to it. So
yep.
Do we outro this?
I don't know. What do we do?
I've never watched a podcast till the end. How do you end this?
Just say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. I love you. Want to just keep going and make it a second?
No.
I'm down.